In this training video, we are going to learn how to build a 6-week program and how to pre-sell it to your ideal customers. Now, this video is only meant for if you are a coach or a consultant or an agency owner. It's because this particular training video does not work for anybody who are other than in a field than in direct coaching, in consulting, or being an agency owner. So if you are a coach or a consultant or an agency owner, I recommend only then you watch, otherwise it won't be much of relevance to you. Now, again, you should watch this entire video only if you want to learn how to provide your service to multiple clients and stop being stuck with one-on-one coaching, how to create a bulletproof 6-week accelerator program that will provide the results your clients are looking for, and how to not overwork yourself to death and finally start enjoying your business while making money at the same time. Well, it's because if you have been a coach for some amount of time, you must be noticing that you are facing this kind of problems. Either you are not able to reach to multiple clients and being stuck at one-on-one coaching, or you have been realizing that you need to create a program, but you're afraid what if the programs are not going to give you results the clients are looking for. Or you have also noticed that being in a one-on-one coaching position is like very exhausting, and you are probably overworking yourself to death, and you are not enjoying your business anymore. So if you want to learn how to overcome this, only then you should watch the entire video. It's because in the video I'm going to talk exactly about these 3 core issues, and I will give you solutions to them. So let's move on. Now, in order to take the most benefit out of this training video, again, it's because it's a training video, you must have this prerequisites. That is, if this video is going to be relevant only if you have been an active coach or consultant for more than 6 months, right? It's not going to be of much value to you if you're just a start out coach and just starting out on your business. Is because here in this video I'm going to mainly talk about how to scale your business, how to create a program from a pre-existing coaching methodology that you probably had. So if you're just starting out right now, this won't be the right thing for you, right? So if you have been a coach or a consultant for more than 6 months or something like that, this is absolutely built for you, this training video. Now the second one is you should have at least trained more than 10 students or have worked with 10 clients in one-on-one coaching sessions and have delivered results. It is imperative that you should have at least completed at least 10 client work and have got them results, because if you don't have worked with enough number of clients, you cannot build a program. Because a program, this is what I'm going to teach in this training video, how to build a program, and a particular kind of program called an accelerator. Now I'm going the program can only be built if you have some amount of experience bringing results to your clients and have some sort of methodology, which is the third point, that you should have your own methodology process by this time for delivering results to your customer. You should have some idea, some process, some framework by which you have been delivering results to your customers. If you have these 3 things, we can talk about scaling your business, we can talk about building a 6-week program. So if I hope you have these things, because if you have these things, we can move on with the video. Okay, let's move on. So in this entire training video, I'm going to cover the main problems that coaches are facing, the main common problems. What is an accelerator program? It's something that I'm teaching in my own program to build people 6-week program, which I call an accelerator program. So what is it basically, and why we are talking about it? And the third thing we're going to cover is solutions to the main problems. We're going to introduce the main problems that coaches are facing. Then I'm going to give the solutions to them. These will be problems that if you have been a coach for some amount of time, you have been facing, like we mentioned some of them. I'm not going to just discuss the problem, I'm going to give you the exact solutions to them, right? So hang on. Now the fourth thing is, how can I help you to create your own accelerator program? So what is the accelerator program we're going to discuss? Then I'm going to teach you how to create your accelerator program. Okay, and how can I help you with that? Now, so the main problems that coaches usually face are this. That is, one-on-one coaching limits income. You have noticed that one-on-one coaching has an income barrier to it. Next is like a fear of not delivering results promised. So if you are been a coach, you have faced this fear, like what if I can't give the results that I promised to my customers, students, or clients, The third thing is overwork and exhaustion, not being able to sell enough, sell fast, not being able to scale their business. Client onboarding takes too much time, right? Business automation, delegation, not having money to spend on paid ads, not having consistency in converting high paying clients. So all these things are very, very common problems that coaches face, right? If you have been a coach, you can totally recognize these problems, right? Now, the first one, the one-on-one coaching limits income. So the one-on-one coaching is a model that actually severely limits income possibilities. I have been into one-on-one coaching for a long amount of time, and if you have been in this kind of model of one-on-one coaching for some amount of time, you know that it has a severe limit to the income possibilities. In a one-on-one coaching scenario, you are spending your time with one person at a given moment. So once that person's job is done, only then you can approach a second customer, right, or a second client. So you only have a limited time in your day, and a limited time and limited energy. And the one-on-one coaching is basically just this: it limits you to one person at a given time, and that's why the income is very, very limited from such a model, right? Now, the most successful coaches in the world, that do not rely on a one-on-one coaching system. If you have noticed, the best coaches in the world, name any of the best coaches that you know, you will notice that they do not rely on one-on-one coaching system. Although one-on-one coaching system is very, very important while you are starting out, in order to understand how you should be able to help your customers getting results, to build your methodology and everything. But after some amount of time, you'd notice that one-on-one coaching is a barrier for income, right? Now, the second problem is fear of failing to deliver results. Like, coaches and consultants always fear of not being able to deliver promised results to their students and customers. Irrespective if you are a new coach or have been coach for some good amount of time, there is this fear always: what if I'm not able to deliver results? So this is one of the biggest problem, and I'm going to give a solution to this one. Now, overwork and exhaustion. So most of the time, one-on-one coaches exhaust themselves and get too little time to relax and have fun. One-on-one coaches are not able to find time for their hobbies and families consistently, because much of the time is taken by client work. As we mentioned, the one-on-one coaching model severely limits your time and energy to one particular person. Now, that is why they spend so much time doing client work, they hardly get enough time to relax and have fun. And that is why they start missing time on giving to their hobbies, just not able to give time to their families, and it really exhausts them, and they start getting overworked very, very soon. While their clients do get results, but their life becomes a very, very big mess. Now, that's one common thing in one-on-one coaching. Now, not being able to sell enough and sell fast. Now, selling is a big challenge for most coaches and consultants. And maintaining consistency of sales is something comes as a mysterious to many coaches, as they hardly ever get it. Now, most coaches and consultants live in fear if they will get the next customer. So selling is something like most coaches and consultants like have a very hard time, face a hard time with, and they don't have clarity how to exactly do it. And even if they get customers, they always live in fear that what if they don't get the next customer, what happens then? So this is like one of the biggest fear of most coaches and consultants. Now, not being able to scale their business. Now, coaches wants to scale their business fast, but they don't know how to. Everybody wants to scale their business, grow their income, but so does coaches and consultants. They wants to, but they don't know how to. So we're going to discuss today how to do that also. Now, client onboarding takes too much time. Client onboarding is usually, for most coaches and consultants, is an unorganized process. It takes usually a long time to get a client on board for a normal coach. So if you have been a coach, you know that taking a client on board requires so many follow-ups, right? You reach out to them, you talk with them, you call them, bring them to the meetings, and then you follow up, mail them, and maybe after so many hours of work, probably they will be on board. Now, why does this happen? And how can you reduce onboarding time? We're going to discuss in today's training video. We'll give you a proper idea how you can reduce client onboarding times. Now, business automation and delegation. Business automation seems to look like a huge feat for coaches. Automation is basically the process where you automate your business, make it automatic, right? Like many of the works that you needed to do physically by yourself now is becoming automatic. So it seems like a very, very huge feat for coaches, but which is not. It's actually very simple. And we're going to discuss that also. Now, not having money to spend on paid ads. Starting out coaches and agency owners should never start out with paid ads, but they don't have a clear process doing organic outreach and get clients with it. So most starting out coaches think that maybe paid ad is the only option. They have no clue how to create an organic outreach process. Probably they have heard of it, that there is such a thing called organic outreach, but they probably do not have a clear process to do organic outreach and get clients with it. So I'm going to discuss like how to do that and how I am helping people create their organic outreach process and get clients with it. Now, organic outreach process is something is very important, and whoever knows this wins first. And they save a whole lot of money what they would otherwise waste on paid ads. Now, it's very important is because if you are a new coach and you are starting out with a program, and you need to test it out to be sure like how it works out. Now if you have to start out with a huge amount of money on paid ads, that does not work out, right? I mean, initial thing is always on testing phase. So when we use organic outreach, it cuts out all the relevant costs and makes it much more easier to test things out. Now, not having consistency in converting high paying clients. Now, coaches usually start out very low on their charges. It's because they do not have clarity how to be able to find high paying clients. Now, clients who would be more than happy to pay them sufficiently to get the results that you promised them. So they don't know how to get this kind of clients who would be more than happy to pay them sufficiently if you give them the results that they need, right? And that's why they start with very low charges and they remain there for a long amount of time and get stuck. So what to do about it? We're going to discuss very soon. Now, something about me. So I've been a coach for more than 3 years now. I got serious about being a coach since when I was in my university doing my bachelor's in business administration. Now, when I started my distance education degree in MBA, I was already a full-time business owner. Now, I have been a presentation skills coach, an interview skills coach, a public speaking coach, a personality development coach, and also a productivity coach very recently. Now, what I realized soon was one on one coaching was really exhausting and required too much work. The money was really low with respect to what I thought I was really able to make. And student results was not always consistent and required a whole lot of effort to achieve. And I could not scale the business without spending loads of money on hiring other coaches and train them to do my work. Now, if you have been a coach for some amount of time, these things might come out very, very common to you too. Because if you're in a one-on-one coaching position, you have to do so much work, right? And you don't get paid enough. It's because you are doing it one-on-one. Again, now student results are not consistent is because you don't have a clearly laid out process to give exact results, right? And it takes such a whole lot of work to achieve. And again, you know that if you want to reduce your workload, you have to get people and get other coaches and you have to train them to do your work, to do your work basically, and which sometimes seems like impossible to do. It's because probably you are the best person to do your work, and probably it's very hard to get another person with your quality, right? And to train them might take a huge amount of time. So these were like something like I realized really, really soon. And that is when I came across the method of building an accelerator. So what is an accelerator? An accelerator is a 6-week program. Okay. Now it is the shortest path to bring the client the results they really need from your coaching. Now see, an accelerator is a time-bound coaching program. It's a fast program. Now, what is the purpose of an accelerator? Its purpose is just this. It is the shortest path that we create for our customer to bring them the result that they really need from us. That's it. Okay, no other thing other than what they want in the fastest possible time. And we use a 6 week time frame because well, a lot of testing from a lot of coaches who are already successful, they use a 6 week program, because if we reduce, basically a 6 week time frame is the most optimum, well, duration to bring results for a good kind of coaching methodology, I would say. And from time to time it has proved effective, and that's why an accelerator is built around a 6 week time frame. Now, what can an accelerator program do? Well, why are we even talking about it, right? So what can it do for us? It can deliver promised results, the promised client's result in a 6 week time period. So in a 6 week time, whatever we are going to promise to our customer, that we should be able to provide in a 6 week time period. That's what an accelerator is basically geared to do. Now, it can maximize client conversions and get your coaching slots booked in no time. Okay, it's a huge problem for most coaches to convert clients and getting their slots booked. And most of the times the slots does not get booked and remains empty, right? And that's why an accelerator does this very, very effectively. It is such a program for many reasons, which we are going to talk about very soon. The client conversions become very, very high and your slots get booked very, very fast, right? And my calendar remains full for most of the time. And in my Facebook profile, I keep uploading my calendar many times whenever it gets full, just to showcase that, yeah, what I'm saying is actually the truth. So it can be turned into an online program and can automate the operations of coaching process to a great extent. Okay, now the best thing about an accelerator program is, unlike a one-on-one coaching which you cannot ever take online, an accelerator can be, being a very systematized process, you can take it online. And once taken online, you can automate the operations of coaching process to a huge extent, which I'm going to soon talk about. Okay, now I'm just giving you the general idea of what an accelerator program can do. I'm soon going to get to all the nooks and crannies of it, all the bits and pieces. Okay, so you need not worry about it. Now, it can be used to upsell your more expensive coaching services to your clients. Now, if you are a coach, you probably have a bigger coaching program, maybe a longer coaching program that you want to sell to your customers, which has a higher price range. And upselling seems like a difficult process for most people, most coaches, is because in order to upsell a program, the first program needs to be highly effective, right? Otherwise nobody opts for the second program, and most of the time you will see that the first program is not nearly as effective. So an accelerator works like a stepping stone, being a very effective first step that can help you upsell your expensive coaching services to your clients also. Okay, now how does the accelerator works? Now, the A1 goal of the accelerator, we're going to discuss. The A1 goal is the topmost important core goal of the accelerator. Okay, the number one goal of the accelerator. What is it? The number one goal, the A1 goal of the accelerator, is to distill the most important results that your client needs from you, and then create a process that helps them achieve it in 6 weeks. So an accelerator is totally built around the most important result that your client needs from you, nothing else. We are going to figure out what exactly the client needs. We're going to take it from the client's mouth, and then we're going to build a process that is going to help them achieve it in just 6 weeks. So that is the whole purpose of the accelerator, right? Now, why a program or a course fails to deliver results? So it's a very important topic, right? So why does a program fails to deliver results? So whatever we have been talking about, none of it works if the program fails, right? The upselling does not work, the client conversion does not work, nothing works if the program fails. So why a program fails to deliver results? Let's talk about that. Number one, not having clarity what their customers what their customers really are looking for, their actual needs. So most coaches, most consultants, they don't have clarity what their customers really are looking for, their actual needs. Most people assume their customer needs or have a very vague idea of their actual needs. and that is why they always fail to deliver results. Is because whatever result they give to the customer, probably that was not exactly what they're looking for, and that's why they never get 100% satisfied, and upselling is a problem, charging is a problem, converting clients is a problem, everything is a problem for them, right? We totally destroy this area by doing a need-based value laddering system. A need-based value laddering we do by getting the client's need from their mouth. We let them talk what they need. They tell us, we build the process, they get fully satisfied. Okay, we're going to talk about that. So this is one of the main problem area, that people don't, the coaches don't know really what the customers needs are. Okay, not having a clear marketing message that portrays that you know what they're looking for, their needs. So even some of the coaches who actually are delivering results, their marketing message and their website, their branding and their FB page or whatever they're using, the marketing, okay, the branding, all these systems are not, does not have a clear marketing message that portrays that you know what they're looking for, their needs. So most of the time the copywriting is all wrong, most of the time the branding is not all wrong as in they are not portraying the need of the customer clearly. So whenever a target customer arrives on their website or your FB page, they do not resonate, because the copywriting is saying something else, the branding is saying something else, the images are saying something else, the offer is saying something else. They feel confused and they leave, and conversion becomes like a mess. And that is why it's very important that you have a very clear marketing message that portrays that you clearly know what they're looking for, and you are the right person to solve their problem, right? Number 3, focusing on 10 to 20 different values and benefits and ultimately not able to provide results in the end. Okay, most coaches that I talk with, most consultants that I talk with, I notice that in order to increase the feeling of the customer that they are going to get a whole lot of value from their course, they're bringing like a loads of values and benefits that they're going to reap from. Now that is a huge disaster, because when you fill your course with 10 to 20 different values and you are not able to recognize their actual A1 need, even if you provide satisfaction on 10 to 20 different values, they are not going to be satisfied, because you are not giving them what they actually need. Okay, so one of the best ways to make a program super effective is to reduce the number of values and focusing on maybe one need, right, that they're actually looking for. It's that easy, right? So how to do that, we're going to talk about it. Now, why build an accelerator program? Now, the first reason, it will accelerate the entire process of coaching and give your customers the results they are wanting in the shortest period of time. Okay, so one of the biggest thing is like the coaching programs probably you have, or if you're doing one-on-one coaching, or if you have some big coaching program that you have been doing, now you know that you want to reduce your time of process for doing the coaching, right? So the accelerator will reduce the coaching period and will give your customers the results they're looking for in the shortest period of time. It will work like a machine and like a system that will produce results consistently for your customers. It will free you from the limitation of one-on-one coaching and help you take your business from one to many. So from one-to-one coaching, you'll move to one to many, right? Now, how an accelerator can solve all your problems. So now we have discussed the problems, right? So how an accelerator can solve your problems. One-on-one coaching limits income. That was one of the major problems. So how an accelerator can solve this for you? Accelerator program will free you from the income boundaries of one-on-one coaching. An online accelerator program can help you reach out to millions of people at the same time. So an accelerator can be both online or offline, right? But if you can create your accelerator program on the online arena, what happens is you have now the entire global marketplace in your own hand, in your fingertips. Now you can suddenly reach out to a whole lot of people, millions of people with your program, which you were previously just limited to the people you were reaching physically. Right now it opens up a lot of opportunities. So that's why accelerator is like a no limit system, and it will solve your problem of your income barrier, because once you take it digital, once you take it online, you can reach to millions of people at the same time, because an accelerator is a systematized process and you need not be limited to the limitations of one-on-one coaching anymore, right? Now, client onboarding takes too much of time, right? That was a problem for one-on-one coaching. So how does the accelerator solves it? A systematic program with customer qualifiers, FAQs, and a clearly laid out onboarding process will make onboarding much easier. It's very easy to design a systematic customer onboarding process for an accelerator. So the best thing about an accelerator, it has clearly laid out process, right? That's how you design your accelerator. It's not a haphazard thing. It's clearly laid out process, and that is why once you have a clearly laid out process, you can create FAQs, you can create customer qualifiers, and you can build an onboarding process around it. And once you have that, client onboarding becomes much easier and takes much less time. So that's how an accelerator helps reduce your onboarding times, right? Now, another big problem for the coaches were fear of not delivering results promised, right? So how does an accelerator solve that? Accelerator are designed to bring results to the customer. The whole point of creating accelerator is to just bring results to the customers, nothing else, nothing else. Okay, it's just one pointed system. It has just one focus, that's it, to bring results to your customers. It uses a need-based value ladder that we talked about, that identifies what the students really need from your coaching and gives them exactly that. That's what it does. So do not use any assumption or vague value ladder. We use a need-based value ladder which identifies what students really need from you, and you give them exactly what they want. That's how you prepare your accelerator. Vagueness of result is removed in this entire thing by converting all results into clear metrics. Metrics are basically numbers. So when we bring down results to clear metrics, clear numbers, all the vagueness of result is removed, and it becomes much easier to track results and convey results to the students, right? Once we have such clarity. Not being able to sell enough, sell fast. One of the biggest problems of coaches we discussed. A short duration program is easier to sell. That is how an accelerator will help you sell enough and sell fast. It's a short duration program. Most people who do not want to join a program, it's because it's going to take their time. Time is one of the biggest commitments that people are very, very cautious about, right? That is why they don't want to join. And if you have a shorter time frame, a shorter coaching period, is because it becomes much easier to take decision for them, for the customers. And that is why a short duration program, which is an accelerator, is easier to sell. An accelerator program gets client results fast, and hence it's more lucrative for students, right? You get results really fast. It's just a 6-week program. That's why it's even lucrative for students, because they think like, okay, just 6 weeks and I'm going to get this. Wow, that's cool, right? Accelerators, when taken online and when fully automated, can be sold to millions using paid FB ads, Google ads, and other digital marketing methods. So if you take it totally online, if you have like a really solid process by which you can totally deliver results like one after the other, then you can take it much bigger level by using FB ads and Google ads and other digital marketing methods, and then you can really sell really fast, because this ads are fully automated. You do not have to reach person by person. You do not have to depend on word of mouth. Do not have to just reach out physically or do any kind of thing. These are automated system. If you even sleep, these ads are working for you. But it's a later stuff if you're just starting out. But if you have a solid accelerator, you can do that. A lot of people are doing it who have solid accelerators going on big coaches, and they are using this paid ads to their advantage and reaching out to millions of people using this, right? So that's how you can really sell enough and sell fast using an accelerator. Overwork. One of the biggest issues of coaches and consultants, that is much of the muscle work of the one-on-one coaching is hacked off in an accelerator. Okay, this is one of the purpose of an accelerator, to automate things, make it processed based, and that is why the muscle work is removed from the accelerator program, much of it. It's how do we do it? We use video content, we use processes, we use frameworks, checklists, tools, techniques, and are the most fundamental elements of a systematized accelerator program. So Usually one-on-one coaches have none of this. They don't have clear checklist tools, techniques, nor video content. They rely on just their physical presence, maybe. And that is why it becomes so much work, right? Even I used to do that until I realized that I can totally hack it off if I have this, right? So once you start using this, much of the muscle work is removed. It can even happen that if you have a really solid accelerator, like many of the biggest coaches do, you can totally remove any muscle work from it and totally make it automated, which is something really, really cool. Now, not being able to scale their business, as we talked about, how the accelerator can solve it, scaling comes naturally to an accelerator program because it's a product. It's a very, very important thing to understand. An accelerator program is a product. You build once, you sell it as much as you can. Realize this. A one-on-one coaching or a group coaching is a service. It's a service that requires part of your physical presence and the client's physical presence together, right? It takes this thing, two elements to happen. It's not a product. A service cannot be scaled really, really fast, right? A product is what? A product is something that can be duplicated, something that can be made to work at the same time to multiple people in any part of the world. That is what a product is. A phone is a product, a computer is a product, right? It can be duplicated, it can be created, it can be sent to any part of the world while you do not have to participate with it, right? An accelerator program is a product. You have to build it once and you can sell it as much as you can, right? That is what an accelerator program really is, and we're going to really understand much deeply about it very soon. So not having money to spend on paid ads, one of the biggest challenges coaches face, that when they are starting out, they don't have the kind of money they think they need to spend on paid ads. First of all, you don't need to spend on paid ads, as I mentioned, when you're starting out. And you can start selling your accelerator program with just organic outreach methods. Okay, I teach how to create your own organic outreach processes by which you can actually sell your accelerator program almost without any money on paid ads. Okay, and maybe with zero money on paid ads, right? So you can really start doing that. It's a huge thing. Most people have heard about organic outreach method, but have no clue what it is and how to build a process around it to actually start selling their program. So we are going to talk about that, and I teach that. Now, how to build your accelerator program. So I'm going to teach you how to build your 6-week accelerator program with the Haphazard Accelerator 6-week coaching. It's my accelerator program. Okay. Now, Haphazard Accelerator is a 6-week accelerator program designed by me, by which I help coaches build their very own 6-week course and pre-sell it to their dream customer. So it's an accelerator for an accelerator. Okay. So it's an accelerator starter, you can say. So I have built this 6-week coaching program for you to build your own program, in which I'm going to talk about how it happens, right? So the Haphazard Accelerator, it's a 6-week program containing daily video lectures of more than 30 hours of content. Okay. Now, one-on-one coaching sessions with me during the program. We'll get one-on-one coaching sessions with me also. It's not just going to be video content for you. Okay, you will also get one-on-one coachings with me. You're going to get systems, you're going to get framework, you're going to get checklist and tools that you need to build this entire 6-week program of yours. I'm going to give you all of it. Now, what you will learn in the program. So it's a 6-week structure. So in the week 1, we're going to learn about mindset. We're going to learn about market research. On the week 2, we are going to build the promise that we are going to say to our customers, that we are going to deliver to them. On week 3, we are going to learn how to pre-sell your program. One of the biggest thing that coaches and consultants face is pre-selling. Many coaches think that they have to build their entire program head to toe, fully 100% before they start selling it, which is downright dangerous if you do it. It's because you cannot build a solid program without your having your clients working with you already. Okay, that's why it's very important that if you are building a program, you should have some amount of experience, at least 6 months of experience, as I mentioned, in one-on-one coaching. because you should have some experience, you should have your methodology right. Now if you have your methodology, you can create an outline of your program and need not create the one entire 100% of it, and you can start selling it before even completing it, so that even if 50% of your program is down, you can now start taking clients in and bill the rest of the 50% after the students are already booked, they have already paid. And that is what I teach, how to pre-sell, because once you have pre-sold your program, you have won. Okay. Week 4, building the operation. In week 4, I teach you how to build the accelerator operation, so that once the clients are on board, how do you take them through, how the entire rest of the 50% of the process will look like. On week 5, I'm going to talk about how to execute the accelerator, how to teach them how to take the customer to their results. And week 6, I'm going to teach you how to take feedback after the accelerator program is over, you have delivered result and everything, and how to evolve your accelerator program so that it gets better and better and becomes more and more effective with time, right? Now I'm going to talk what are the exact process I'm going to take you through every single week. I'm going to give you a breakdown of it. Like what are the main things we're going to talk on the week 1 to week 6. So these are the things. As I mentioned, week 1 is basically mindset and market. We are going to build a solid mindset that you need to have in order to become a very, very effective coach. And we're going to learn how to do market research, which is extremely important. Now, the first thing, as I mentioned, is mindset and routine. I'll teach you how to build a solid routine in order to get all the things done. And routine is extremely crucial if you want to be successful in the coaching business, right? And you should have a solid mindset. So I'm going to teach you that. We're going to talk about the mechanics of accelerator, how the accelerator program works, all the systems of it, all the nooks and crannies of it. We're going to talk about it. The third thing, the bulletproofing, why an accelerator can fail and what to do to avoid any pitfall. As I mentioned, like a program can fail for some reasons which we mentioned in the earlier slides, right? Now I'm going to tell you how to create a bulletproof accelerator and what are the things you should avoid in order to avoid pitfalls, right? We're going to understand what is the ideal customer, which is the part of the market research, right? The mindset and market. Now, building the market research process, we are going to soon start doing some market research in week 1. That's why I'm going to teach you how to build the market research process. Now, very, very recently, I completed my own market research process, market research on 70 entrepreneurs all over the world, and I've also uploaded it in my FB profile. So is something which is like extremely important for all coaches, and I do it like all the time. I'm constantly doing some market research or another. So if you want to just like to get some info on what my market research was about, you can go to my FB profile, and probably in my timeline you will find it somewhere. It would be there. Okay, but yep. So outreach maximization, I will teach you how to understand Facebook algorithm and hacks for market research. So market research requires some understanding of Facebook algorithm, which I'm going to talk about. Collection and analysis, we're going to talk about once you have completed your market research, how to analyze the data and get relevant information from it. Now, on week 2, the promise. The promise, we are going to talk about how to set the right promise, how to set the right metrics for success. We're going to talk about the need-based value ladder that we talked about, right? How to get their need and how to build a value ladder from the needs of the customer. We're going to talk about development stage 1. Development stage 1 is all about building your blueprint 1.0 outline. 1.0 outline is your 1.0 outline of your accelerator. We do not create the entire accelerator here on week 2. We just build an outline. That's it. And that's why it's development stage 1. Creating the marketing image. We're going to talk about marketing here. We're going to talk about in copywriting and how to create first impressions. First impressions are extremely crucial for customers. Like whatever first impressions they're going to get at, maybe through on your website, maybe on your blog page, maybe on your FB profile, maybe on your YouTube video or whatever, that first impression almost counts for 90% of the cost for conversion. So we are going to talk about how to create a super solid first impression and really gear things around it, right? And we're going to talk about the customer journey, how the customer will be taken in the marketing process till they land up in conversion, right? The entire journey, how we're going to design it. Okay, on week 3 we're going to talk about how to pre-sale your program, the art of pre-sale, the price and payments, right? So how you're going to exactly pre-sale your program. Organic outreach method, we're going to talk about how to use organic outreach method to sell your accelerator program. On then we're going to talk about, I'm going to teach you how to get on calls, because that's like very very important. If you want to sell your program, you have to get on calls with your ideal customer, which you should already be getting by the third week, if you're going to execute on everything that would be on your checklist, right? On the fourth thing I'm going to talk about here is the client conversion script. I'm going to give you an entire script, a framework basically, that I have used and a lot of people have used in order to sell their courses. Okay, the framework, you have to customize the framework according to your own course, but it will give you a real edge in selling your course as you're selling your program. The fifth thing, branding for conversion. What kind of graphics should attract customers? Branding for conversion message. What kind of message you should use for customer conversions? All this we're going to talk about in week 3. Week 4, building the operations. Now, here we end up in development stage 2. Here we again develop our Blueprint 2.0 outline of your program. Blueprint 2.0 outline is again an outline. We are still not building our entire accelerator program. We are not building any presentations. We are not building anything. We are building another outline, a refined outline. Now, this refined outline is actually based on the market research that we conducted from week 2 and week 3, because all this data is now getting us a really solid outline here, right? Now by week 4, if you have executed everything right, you should have some paying clients on board already, and they will also play a big role in developing a Blueprint 2.0 outline, because we are going to initiate the customers with the Blueprint 2 outline. We're going to show our outline to them, and we're going to ask them what they want to be in the program, and we're going to do a demo run. Then we're going to talk about development stage 3, the Blueprint 3.0 outline. This will be our final outline before we start building our accelerator program. Here we actually start building our program, and we are going to talk about the hardware and software that you might need in order to build your program. We're going to talk about how to design the customer experience so they get the best experience from your own program. And then we're going to talk about emergencies and backups, certain things you need to keep things in place so that if anything falls down, if anything happens, a student might leave in the middle of the program, how you can manage this in the situation, some emergencies, some common emergencies that coaches face while building the program, okay, while they start their program basically. Week 5, we're going to talk about how to build the ultimate accelerator experience. We're going to really go deep into creating a good experience for the students, for the clients. And then we're going to talk about training and development, how to train yourself, how to train your staff, how to train other coaches if you have them, if you are working yourself, how to really train yourself in the best possible manner to give them the ultimate accelerator experience. On week 6, the final week, we're going to talk about feedback and evolution, because by this time we have already covered how to build your program, how to sell it, how to pre-sell it, how to get clients on board, how to give them a proper experience. Here we're going to talk about what you should do after the entire accelerator is over. We're going to conduct a customer feedback. We're going to ask the right questions. What are the right questions? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about calculating results and success rates of students, developing a long-term vision for the future, the evolution process of the next accelerator, the evolved accelerator that we are going to build, digging for the diamonds. We're going to meet the best students who are the most successful, and we're going to get a lot of info that is going to help us build our most effective second accelerator, the evolved version, right? Now the building of the next accelerator outline. So the accelerator keeps feedbacking on itself, keeps getting better and better using this feedback and evolution thing. So once your first accelerator is over, you're going to get on the process on creating a better accelerator, but the entire process remains the same. And this is how it happens. This is how it happens, right? So what you have to do to succeed with the program. And these are 3 things that you need to do if you want to success with the program. My Haphazard Accelerator program, if you want to really build your programs, pre-sell it, have clients on board and everything. What are the things that you need to do? These are the 3 things. You need to have the willingness to get out of your comfort zone. With all things said, the program is going to really push you out of your comfort zone like there will be a lot of market research work. There will be a lot of executions, a lot of calling people, calling strangers, talking with people, interviewing people, building up designs of your blueprint and everything. It will push you out of your comfort zone. So if you are a person who will be scared in for getting out of your comfort zone, I will suggest that you don't opt for this program. It's because then you'll not succeed with the program, plain and simple. It will really push you out of your comfort zone. And if you are a person who really think it is going to be fun talking to strangers, it's going to be fun, building a pushing yourself and getting out of your comfort zone, you are going to have a superb time. It's because then it is absolutely meant for you. As an entrepreneur, you should be somebody who should be totally looking for getting out of your comfort zone. You should be somebody who loves sales. You should be somebody who loves talking with people, pushing yourself, getting the best out of yourself. So if you are such a person, you are going to be successful with the program totally. Now, the second thing, execute all actions as mentioned in the program, the action steps, that checklist that I'll give to you. You have to execute all your actions, otherwise you don't get results. If you miss out on it, if you skip it, if you mix things with it, you're not going to get results. The third thing, 4 hours of execution time every day, except holidays maybe, for the next 45 days. So at least 4 hours of your execution time should be there kept for the program. Otherwise, you will not get enough time to execute all the things I'll give to you, and you will not be successful it will not be successful, or maybe it will take a very, very long amount of time for you to be successful, because if you are not able to give 4 hours of execution time every day. But if you can, then success will happen. You will succeed with the program. Okay. Now, how I will support you on your journey. So what will you get from me? Daily video lectures. That is for Haphazard Accelerator program, right? For the entire Haphazard Accelerator program will contain daily video lectures of more than 30 hours of content. I'm going to have one-on-one coaching sessions, as I mentioned, with me during the program. I'm going to give you systems, frameworks, checklists, and tools, everything laid out so that you can properly go through the program in a systematic way. Systems, frameworks, checklists, and tools, right? So one of the systems that I have built is this super cool routine. As you can see, this is a routine system that I have built, that I have used, and I provide coaches who join in my program. And as I mentioned, a routine is like extremely important in order to execute all the things. And so if you can look at it, these are the executions that you would be doing. Like these are like, and how much time, everything is like calculated in metrics, like how much free time do you have, how much allotted times you have. Everything for every day is properly methodically kept here. And this is a tool that I've developed, and I'm going to give it to you. This is one of the systems I've developed. You're going to use it, and I'm going to share it to you, and everything will be very, very organized. As you can see here, you will be sending friend invites, you're going to develop your website, you're going to add new friends, you're going to respond, you're going to create your calendar, and everything I'll teach you, and it will be in a very systematic way. So what can you do now to take action if you want to build your 6-week accelerator program? So book a strategy session with me. Now, if you are on my website, probably below you will find a strategy session booking button there. So if you click it, I am right now doing strategy sessions with people who want to build the 6-week accelerator program. So if you click on the button there, it will take you to my personal calendar, and you will be able to book a strategy session with me. Right now, what happens in the strategy sessions? What is that? What's going to happen there? Now, I'll get to know your business, how you help your customers, your methodology for helping them, and the challenges you're facing in taking your business to the next level. Right? So first thing, this is what I'll do, because definitely you as a person, you have very, very specific methodology. You have a very specific type of customers, and you are facing with a very specific challenge that is stopping you from taking your business to the next level. We are going to discuss just your problems there, right? And I'm going to get to know about that. Then I'll give you a great strategy for overcoming your challenges. right? The main challenge that you're facing, that is stopping you from taking business to the next level, I'm going to give you a strategy for that. Okay. Now, if it seems to you that I'll be able to help you in building your program, I will take you for a pre-onboarding meeting. It's not that in the strategy session I'm going to just force you into buying my program and you have to just get in my program on the very same day. There is nothing like that in the strategy session. That is not what the strategy session is for. The strategy session is only for me to help you you understand the main challenge you're facing and give you a strategy for overcoming the challenge. I'm going to give that strategy to you for free on the call. Okay. Absolutely a strategy that is going to solve your problem. Now, only if it seems to you that I am the right kind of person, if you think while coming talking with me, if you that I'll be the kind of person you think like I can help you build your program, only and only then I will invite you for a pre-onboarding meeting, right?